Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Para Brahma, Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. I welcome everyone who are in the temple as well as those who are online. We will go further in our journey for understanding Shrimad Bhagwat Gita. In human life, when we are thinking about various aspects, we come across multiple questions. And those questions need to be answered. Unless those questions are answered, unless we get a convincing or reliable, return on our queries, our life is disturbed. We do not know what is right or wrong. And one of that question which comes to the mind of a person is that what is the difference between a good and a bad person, or what is the difference between a human and an animal? What is the difference? We also, a saint or a big guy or a nice person also feels same hunger, just like a normal person. A person who is very bad is also eating and remaining healthy compared to another person. So why does the God help those people, or why doesn't the God punish those people? And what is the psychology of a person who is living normal life as a layman, as a regular person, and what is the difference between a saint? How does he live? Do they have any difference? So those kind of questions are answered in these shlokas in third chapter. We are on the third chapter, Karma Yogo Nama Trutiyo Adhyaya of Shrimad Bhagwat Gita. Karma Yoga. Important word, very important. Karma and yoga. While you are doing a karma, you do the yoga, you join. That is the meaning of karma yoga. You join with the karma. While doing the karma, you get joined. And whom and how do you get joined is answered in this chapter, third chapter, Karma Yoga. So last time we were on 31st and 32nd shloka, where the God is telling that, describing two different parts, dosha buddhi and dosha drashti. Yes. You know, the people who have got a dosha buddhi, and we talked about three different buddhi usage last time, which is buddhivadi, buddhinishta, and buddhijivi. So some people use their mind only to argue. Their achievement, their satisfaction, their self-realization is only if they win in the argument. It may be anything in the argument. It may be religious point, maybe social point, maybe how much salt has to be put in a lassi, all those things. Anything, smallest or biggest, they have got attitude of argument. That is buddhivadi. Then buddhijivi, who knows that, the world is foolish. The world is made of stupid people. And if I am intelligent, I will use my intelligence to live my life. Upyog ki drashti, upbhogtavad. That is the second type of people in the whole world. And the third type of people is buddhinishta. Whatever principles, जो कोई सिद्धांत में मानते हैं, उसको पकड़ के रहेंगे, चाहे भूखे उमर जाएं, चाहे जान चली जाए. These are the people. And it is seen in the history that those people who are buddhivadi and buddhijivi, they come and go, they live their life, nobody remembers them. But those who are buddhinishta, one who believed in something, maybe they were considered as a loser, as an unsuccessful person, as a complete loss during their existing time. But once they have gone, people have remembered them for lifetime, and they have written their name in the history. Socrates, Galileo, it may be anybody. It may be scientist, it may be a religious person, it may be anybody. But basically, they have given a path, a lead, a view, a thought to the society. And when a person gives a new thought, naturally they are going across or against the flow of the society, the prevailing society. So nobody believes them. Everybody opposes them. Most of the people oppose them. So that is why it's a very tough life. To live a Buddhinist life is very challenging. You have to be very, very careful that you do not, slip away from your road because of either a greed or a threat. भय से या लालच से अपनी जो रास्ता चुना है उससे च्युत न हो जाएं, उससे भटक न जाएं. That is why the God's name is Achyutam. Krishna's one of the name is Achyutam. Those one who doesn't च्युत. च्युत means who deviate. Achyut means who doesn't deviate. भगवान बनना है तो अच्युत बनना पड़ेगा. That is what it is. So we talked about buddhi, dosha buddhi, 3 dosha buddhis, and then we talked about dosha drashti. Yeah, the view, they see only dosh, and we talked about a story of father, son, and a donkey. We all know the story very well. There was a father and the son, and that they were taking donkey. So last time we talked about it. I will tell another story on the same dosha buddhi to understand it. It is funny story, and it is not truth, and it is just to understand the meaning of it rather than that. So हमारे पुराणों में है पुराण is another very big chapter to discuss, but we will talk about it somewhere other time because we are talking Shastra. Gita is Shastra. Gita is not Puran. एक बार विष्णु भगवान हवा में से जा रहे थे गरुड़ के ऊपर और फिर लक्ष्मी जी ने नीचे देखा और लक्ष्मी जी ने भगवान से पूछा. All these kind of things are Puran. There is no historical background. They are all Puran. And they are very interesting. That is why people remember more of a Puran than Shastra. Why? Because Puran is a story, interesting story. So this is a Puran. क्या हुआ? दोष दृष्टि. हम लोग दोष दृष्टि के बारे में सोच रहे. दोष दृष्टि. दूसरे में खोड़ ही देखना. कुछ भी कर लो. खोड़ देख. So it is a little Puran, funny thing. Sometimes it is lighter to, Shastras are heavier. So what happens that one day there was a competition. Competition between Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. All 3 gods, Trinity, God, generator, operator, destroyer. And they told that who is the biggest one? Who is the best, most powerful god? So they told, okay, let us create something, let us make something, and then we will see whose creation is the best. Yeah. So Brahma created a human being, and Vishnu created a house, and Shiva created the bull. And they say, look at it, my creation. But now who will, you judge कौन बनेगा? इतने भगवान ने creation किया, उसमें से किसका अच्छा है, वो judge कौन बनेगा? Nobody ready to be judged. So who is the judge? Narad Muni. So Narad Muni comes, and they told Narad, you tell us, what is whose creation is the best? And who is the, more powerful or more intelligent, whatever the God is. Purana. So the Narad told, okay, let me see. So first he goes to Brahma and he says, okay, you have made a human. Okay, you have made a human, it's good, very intelligent, creative, very good, very good. But he has got lots of, bad things also, greedy, envious, problem, defective pace, defective manufacturing. So Brahma said, oh, okay. And then goes to Vishnu, and Vishnu has made an excellent house to live. Operator, na? रहने के लिए घर चाहिए, जिंदा रहने के लिए. तो operator. So house, made a big, great house. So he looks at the house. Everything is neat, clean, nice, everything good. Now Narad is telling, see, you have made a good home, but it doesn't have the wheels. So if somebody wants to go somewhere else or other places, they can't take the home with them. So it's not useful. If somebody has to move, he has to leave the great home. So it's not enough. Defective. Again. So Vishnu told, okay. What to say? Judge. Then he goes to Shiva, and Shiva is showing the bull. Bull, wow, what a powerful animal. Can do any work. Very, very obedient. Powerful and obedient is a very big thing. ये माता जी है हमारे, शेर के ऊपर सवारी है. हम अगर माता जी आके बोलेंगे तुम शेर के ऊपर बैठो, बैठ सकेंगे? नहीं बैठ सकेंगे. We can't. So obedient and powerful, both. It is bull. What is the why Shankar Bhagwan has a bull? That's another story. But anyway, so he is telling you have made a bull that's very good, obedient, helpful, powerful. But what you have done that you have put the horns on the head of it. So when it is trying to push something or trying to fight, it doesn't know where it is hitting. You should have put the horns in the front like this, somewhere where he can see, the bull can see. Now everybody's piece is defective. So Shankar Bhagwan, naturally, it's a story. So Shankar Bhagwan became angry. Okay, you cannot make even a single thing out of it or even a part of it. But when you are told to judge, you are telling everything is defective. Dosh drashti. So Narad ran away. This is a story. There is nothing like that in reality. But what it means is, anything, even if you cannot make, पड़ोसी है, पड़ोसी ने गाड़ी लिया, लेक्सस लिया, ठीक है, अभी क्या है, वो सेकंड हैंड लिया रहेगा, थोड़ा सस्ते में किधर से, थोड़ा डिफेक्टिव, you can't even buy a bicycle, but if पड़ोसी has got a Lexus, you are envious. दोष दृष्टि. So God is telling here, दोष दृष्टि, दोष दृष्टि. ये त्वेद दभ्यो सूयंतो असूयंतो नानु तिष्ठन्ति मे मतम सर्वज्ञान विमूढ़ास्तान विद्धि नष्टान चेतस. नष्टान, these kind of people who have got this dosh drashti, they are dying. They are going to kill themselves. How? Not they will actually kill, but their life is miserable. Their life is miserable. Everything they have as a defect. Even if they get $1 billion lottery, they will say, oh, but I will have to give $30 million tax. They will never be satisfied. So that kind of those drashti, sarva jnana vimudhasthana, even though they are very intellectual, even though they have got sarva jnana, they have got extreme knowledge level, but if they have got a dosh drashti, then the life is not good. And viddhi nashtana chetasa, जिसको दोष दृष्टि देखते हैं, वो संपूर्ण ज्ञानों में मोहित हुए भी, सर्व ज्ञान, even though they have got all the knowledge, they are vimudha, ajnani, because they are mohit and aviveki. Sarva jnana vimudhastan viddhi nashtana chetasa. So that is what we talked last time, actually. This Narad story we talked this time. Last time I told the similar story for the father, son and the donkey. So let us go further on 33rd shloka now. See, Gita is for this only. What kind of a psychology I should be maintaining, how I should be living in my life. That is why what Gita is guiding us. So let us go to 33rd shloka. I will chant the shloka and then we will see the meaning of it and we'll go further on it. Sadrasham cheshtate swasya prakruter gnanavanapi prakrutim yanti bhutani Nigraha kim karishyati. God has given a very big question. See, here God has actually asked, Nigraham kim karishyati. How will you do the Nigraha? What is Nigraha? We will look at it. Let us first of all understand the shloka, the meaning of shloka. In Hindi, it means that Sadrasham cheshtate swasya prakrute gnanavanapi. Jnanavapi. ज्ञानवान पुरुष भी अपनी प्रकृति के अनुसार चेष्टा करता है. Means action. Even if the most jnani person is also doing the actions as per his or her prakriti. Prakriti yanti bhutani. Those who are even bhutani. Bhutani means people, prani, animals. Bhutani means everything which is alive. It may be even an ant or it may be a dinosaur. Prakriti yanti bhutani. They are all behaving as per their nature. So even a very intelligent person is also following their prakriti and the animals are also following the prakriti. Then nigraha. Then how will you do the nigraha? The compulsion of embodied creatures. Embodied means the one who has got the body, who is a material nature. The people, the creatures who have got embodied. Creatures who have taken the birth, they are physically existing. This is very interesting. That means, like in science, we have got matters and antimatters. Those who have learnt into those kind of science level. Then, if you say there is a matter, then there is an antimatter to it. Even in our Sanskriti also, Vishwamitra created a prati srushti. आपकी ये सृष्टि है तो हम प्रति सृष्टि बनाएंगे. बहुत झगड़ा हो गया था. Anyway, so antimatter. So here the embodied creature, that means there will be creatures who will not be embodied. अगर कोई पूछेगा भूत है, बोलो हाँ है, भूत है. मगर वो डराने वाला, वो नाखून वाला नहीं, वो नहीं है। क्यों? क्योंकि उसको बॉडी ही नहीं है। मगर भूत है। अगर पुनर्जन्म होता है तो एक आदमी मरता है, उसकी आत्मा दूसरे में जाएगी, तो दूसरे में जाने के टाइम पे ट्रांजिशन, ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, रिफॉर्मेशन, ऑल दोस, द होल 9 steps ऑफ कंस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ ए ह्यूमन बीइंग, लाइक sharir, chaitanya, man, atma, buddhi, jeev, all these things are adding, and then a human being is created or an animal is created. So while it is being created, where does that atma is there? So it is somewhere. That means bhoot hai. हाँ, मगर वो भूत वाला भूत नहीं है. That means here also, when the God is telling prakriti yanti bhutani, हाँ, bhutani, prakriti wala, matlab one who is embodied creature, they also run the travel of life from birth to death, and same for the learned people. What's the difference? Biggest saints and even avatar need to follow the prakriti. भगवान राम है, टॉयलेट नहीं जाते रहेंगे क्या? जाते रहेंगे. भगवान राम को गर्मी में पसीना होता होगा? होता है. अरे भगवान है, होता है पसीना, बिकॉज इट इज एम्बॉडीड क्रीचर. कृष्ण भगवान माखन खाते थे, उसको भूख क्यों लगी? इफ इट इज ए गॉड, वाई खाना क्यों चाहिए? नहीं नहीं, वो क्या उसकी माया है? नहीं, वो माया नहीं. टॉक साइंस. व्हेन यू आर एम्बॉडीड यू हैव टू डू द प्रकृति का काम करना पड़ेगा. ड्यू टू द बॉडी, इट हैज टू डू व्हाट द बॉडी नीड्स टू एग्जिस्ट, इवन दो दे आर ज्ञानी. हंगर, थर्स्ट, हीट, कोल्ड, हर्ट, लगता है, लग गया. लक्ष्मण जी को तीर लग गया, गिर गए, संजीवनी लानी पड़ी, गिर गए ना, नहीं तो गिरते ही नहीं थे. So anybody who has got a body needs to exist and needs to do the prakriti. Now here, this is very, very interesting. Why? Because this has been there for ages. 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 years. This has been a big question. Nigraha kim karishyati, nigraha. So there are so many schools of thoughts who have talked about this part in the world from before and now and will be after also. So one school of thought is utilitarian. Whatever is in the world is for my use. That is a school of thought. It is not related to whether it is in India style or Asian or Western. No, no, no. Everywhere in the world, this is the main source of thoughts, schools of thoughts. One is utilitarian. दुनिया किसके लिए है? हमारे उपयोग के लिए है. Which include parents, which include family members, which include friends, and then the animals, and the non-living things. Everything is for what? मेरे लिए. Utilitarian. उपभोगता की दृष्टि. Everything is for me. That is one school of thought. I am an embodied creature. I have my needs, and those needs are to be satisfied by the universe. And that is why the universe is for my use. That is the one. That is how they think. Another, and then additional. Now, these are not mutually exclusive. It may be mutually inclusive or partially inclusive. So, the second one is, human is at the highest level of the food and animal chain. And that is why they are authorized to use. That is another school of thought. मनुष्य प्राणियों की सृष्टि में सबसे ऊपर का जीव है, इसलिए उसको उपभोग करने का हक है. That is what is told. That is second school of thought. And it is followed in multiple areas. It is in multiple different religions. It is in multiple ways of thinking, everywhere. It's not only one religion or one or more religions. Human is at the highest level. मनुष्य सबसे महान है. किसने बनाया? मनुष्य ने कहा कि मैं सबसे महान हूं. The poor animals, how can they come and claim in a court, my lord, why a human is always in the top of the chain? They cannot. So human is told, self-proclaimed highest animal is human. Self-proclaimed. Then another, there are some more, you can say polite part of the schools of thoughts. They say that because human is at the highest level, he is responsible for the universe. And because he is responsible for the universe, he has to consume it. I remember a few years ago, I was new in Canada, around few months, quite a years, almost 23 years ago. I was doing some job, I was traveling, and I went to Saskatchewan at that time, 24 years ago. There were not much Indian people there. I mean, like the Bharat origin Hindustani people, and I was kind of a very odd man out in the whole project and the team. A very a black sheep in the white herd. So I was trying to learn what is the culture, and I came across one comment. We went to a restaurant, and this guy is ordering the beef sandwich, meat sandwich. And the meat is made of bison meat. So bison, if we know what is bison, is one of the, Costco of Canada at that time. So I asked him, why do you eat this? And this is already getting extinct. You get very less animals like this, and people have killed millions and millions of bisons for various reasons. We will not go into that for now as a discussion. But I asked him, but he told me something very important which is connected to the present thing. He told me that unless I eat bison will not survive. And I asked him, this looks like an irony. You are eating means you are killing a bison, and you are telling that the bison will survive because you are eating a bison. He told me, yes. And think about, this is the third point. Responsibility for the universe is the strongest. So he told me that if I eat, that means there is a demand of bison meat. And there is a demand of bison meat, that means people will grow the bison. Means वो जंगल में नहीं घूमेंगे, उसके हर्ड बनाएंगे और उसका गोचर बनाएंगे. They will make the farm of bisons, and so the race of the bison will survive. If you do not eat it, then the bisons will be killed like other wild animals. So eating a bison will actually preserve the race of bison. I couldn't believe my ears. What a way of thinking. Anyway, so this is another school of thought, that I am responsible for the universe, so I will manage it as I want. They are polite, but actions are almost same. Then another school of thought is telling that we are privileged. It is not the strength, or it is not the way of thinking or the intellect level. It is privileged. I am son of God. मैं भगवान का, हम लोग सब भगवान के बच्चे हैं. भगवान ने मुझे बनाया. God has made you and told, this is the universe for you to live. So you enjoy. दुनिया तुम्हारे लिए है, तू मेरा लड़का है. दुनिया तुम्हारे लिए मैंने बनाई है. Just like a father while dying is telling his son, son, you are my son. I am dying now, so I am leaving $15 million worth of assets for you. I am privileged. What about privilege of the other animals? That is not answered. But I am privileged. मैं भगवान का लड़का हूं और मुझे ये प्रिविलेज दिया गया है. वारसी हक. I may not be capable, I may not be, मैं लायक नहीं हूँ, I may not be capable, I may not be a fit person, but I am privileged to use it. So this is the whole, all these 5-6 types which we talked is coming under the utilitarian psychology, upbhog. Now there is another psychology, another way of school which says nigraha. That is what the word has come here, right? Nigraham kim karishyati. The God has asked, how will you do the nigraha? Abstinence. So what do they say? They say the world is illusion, worthless and mortal. वर्ल्ड इल्यूजन है, वर्थलेस है एंड मोर्टल है, नष्ट होने वाली चीज है, उसके अंदर क्यों रहें? सो क्या करो? निग्रह करो. वाई निग्रह? बिकॉज आवर सेंसेस आर गोइंग टुवर्ड्स इट. भूख लगी है, रास्ते के, इफ यू आर हंग्री, यू आर वॉकिंग ऑन अ रोड, you see apple tree and there are some apples either on the tree or fallen down. When you are hungry, you will definitely pick up an apple and start eating. So they do not say, because that is Prakriti. You have to eat anyway. But they say that while you are doing it, you do the nigraha, abstinence, tyag. And this nigraha is told to be done in three ways, three different ways. One is self-denial. Self-denial. मुझे करना ही नहीं, मुझे नहीं चाहिए. I should not be doing. Self-denial. What is self-denial? We'll give an example of self-denial. You know, and everybody must have done that in their life. You know, one or the other day they must have either done or they must have either experienced that. So what is self-denial? In a funny way. What happens that there was a man, and he was a very nice guy, you know, and he has a family, wife, and he has friends, you know, a normal common person. And that person is bringing the friends to eat. घर पे आ जाओ खाना खाने के लिए. Come, he invites the friends to come and have a dinner. Now he told wife that there will be 3 people coming, so make food for 5 of us. So wife makes the food, 5 people. Now somehow the plan changes, and instead of 3 people, there are 4 or 5 people comes. Can't say no. So 5 people come at home, and now wife is saying, oh my God, I made food for only 3 people, and now there are 5 people who has come, including us, it will be 7 people. So now food is less. Now what to do? People are already on the dining table. So she is serving everyone. You know, there is a recipe, say for example, chana masalas and curries and all that. Right? Now that chana masala or curry is less in quantity, and she knows that my husband likes to eat this curry or chana masala so much. But because the quantity is less and the guest should not be told that it is finished, she has to indirectly tell the husband, and husband is telling, oh, you like curry? He says wife, oh, bring more curry, bring more curry. Aur leke aao, aur leke aao. Now wife knows that there is almost curry finishing. So she comes out with the pot of curry, and she says, she starts serving people and says, yeah, take curry, take curry. When the husband's turn comes, husband looks at the pot. He understands there is only little curry balance. If I will take the curry, other people may not get it. My wife will definitely not have that food. She will not have any curry left over for her. So what he says, no, you know what? I don't like that much of curry. Carry on. You know, you give it to the other people. Or the wife will say that I know that, you know what, my husband doesn't take that much curry, or maybe his health is not as capable or something, some reason that he will not take the curry. And she will serve the curry to the other people. This is in good gesture, but that is self-denial. Chahiye to bhi nahi lena. I need it, but I will not take it. Why? Because the world is illusion, worthless hai, mortal hai. I gave the example around two sessions before about a child. Even that happened to me even last week also. A child is told eating chocolate is very bad. It's going to hurt your teeth. So the child is telling, I'm not going to eat chocolate. I told father, you have spoiled the childhood fun of this kid. Self-denial, that is one path. Nigraha. But by doing that self-denial, does it make the human life happy? That's the question. It will be unsatisfied. The life will be unsatisfied. Why? Because there is a denial. But the indriya, the inside need is already there. Inside need is there. Andar se to zarurat hai. Kadi khani hai aur. But self-denial, nahi karna hai. Tum अच्छे आदमी हो इसलिए तुम्हें ये नहीं करना है. मैं अच्छा आदमी हूं इसलिए ये मैं नहीं करूंगा. Yeah, any reason. There can be any kind of arguments. But the thing is that self-denial is considered as a nigraha. Self-denial. Another is self-restrict. In the case of denial, we doesn't consume at all. In case of Restrict, we consume, but limited. भूख लगी है, 2 ही खाओ लड्डू. Yeah, you are hungry, eat only 2 laddus, even though you have got hunger of 4 laddus. Now here, there is a very important part. There is a difference between restrict and asceticism. Restrict करना और खुद से समझ के न करना, there is a 2 different things. Restrict means what? You will tie yourself. Tie means the indriya, the psychological. You will tie yourself so that you cannot consume more. The excellent example of restrict is the liver noting. Nowadays, people who become very fat and they are old, they cannot do the exercise, they cannot reduce their weight by any method. So one of the method to reduce their weight and one of the method to control their weight and the subsequent side effects of higher amount of weight is to do the tying the liver. I don't know the exact scientific terminology, but what they basically do that they tie the liver. Liver में एक गांठ लगा देते हैं so that the size of the liver is small. Restricted. So even though they are extremely hungry, even they take 1 cup of food and they can't eat anymore because it is all loaded in their stomach. Now in the mind they are already hungry, but you have restricted yourself. That kind of psychology cannot also make the person happy because the need of the thing is still there. Dissatisfied mind will still exist and dissatisfied mind will be asantoshi. Asantosh is a ashanti. चाहिए तो भी नहीं कर सकते हैं. Self-restrict. They restrict themselves. The third type of people in Nigraha is self-discipline. Discipline, sir. Every day morning, I will take only half piece of bread. Discipline. Discipline in eating, discipline in working. Everything is disciplined. Ekdam pakka. Everything as per the schedule and as per the predefined quantity. That psychology is good. It is needed. Discipline is needed. But that discipline should be self-inflicted. The discipline should not be because of a external effect. Simple example, people have got diabetes. Now doctor has told, not more than 2 teaspoons of sugar per day. So they say, yes, that is correct. I have to maintain my health. So I will be maintaining my diet discipline. So I'll eat only 2 teaspoons of sugar every day. Discipline. Good. Good for health. Ask them, are you happy? Abhi kya kare? What can I do? Now there is diabetes, so I have to take only 2 sugar. They are maintaining discipline, but dissatisfied, unhappy. Finally, what is the purpose of life? To remain happy, na? जिंदगी किसके लिए जीना है? खुश होने के लिए जीना है ना? सुख शांति से रहना है ना? With a disturbed mind, we cannot have a happiness. That kind of a person who is having that kind of a, externally factored discipline, even though he is a billionaire, he will not be happy. So all these 3 things, why we are talking about these 3 things is very important. These 3 things, self-denial, self-restrict and self-disciplined. This self-discipline is okay. If it is self-inflicted, if it is externally and then you put a discipline on yourself, then it is a uncomfortable situation. So what does the Sanatana Dharma say? And here there are a lot of this school of thought is lot. Jainism, Buddhism, so many religions, they have gone through these 3 paths. Self-denial, self-restrict, self-discipline, nigraha, abstinence, त्याग करो, दुनिया खराब है, त्याग करो, दुनिया मोह माया है, छोड़ दो. That is what it is. But we can't, as you know. We have talked it multiple times. You cannot and one should not. What does Sanatana Dharma say? What does Sanatana? See, God has asked, Nigraha kim karishati? How will you do the Nigraha then? If your body is needing all these things, just like a normal animal, how will you do the Nigraha? So what does the Sanatana Dharma say? Sanatana says, not asking us it is not asking us to stop consuming what is necessary. What is necessary, you consume. But two things. With two, see, Bhagwan ne do aankh diye na. God has given us two eyes. Remember that. Why two eyes? It is not, yeah, it is definitely to do 3D and, to see 3D and, maintain control and maintain the balance between in the body and all that. That's fine. That is science part of it. Magar do aankh क्यों दिए? Two different ways, two different, your views in the life should come through two lenses. दो लेंस में से साथ में पिक्चर आना चाहिए दिमाग में. Two lenses. Which are the two lenses? One is that you do not get attached to your actions, to the fruits. Attachment mat rakho. So one of the lens, एक आंख में जो प्रकाश से जो दृश्य होता है वो क्या है? Attachment mat rakho. That is what Sanatana Dharma says. Consume but don't get attached. What is the meaning? Simple. Suppose you go to a restaurant. उधर हलवा मिलता है, very nice halwa. Restaurant is giving very good halwa. So you go there and you eat, you buy a dish of halwa and you eat it. Wow, what a good halwa. You enjoyed. You enjoyed the taste, everything. Maybe after 15 days, one of your friend comes at home and says, or calls you and says, hey, you know what? There is another restaurant. They also sell some nice halwa. Why not to go and try it? And you say, yeah, that is good. Let us try halwa. You like halwa, so you go and try it. So you go to that place and you order a halwa, and the halwa comes and you eat it. And you say, this taste is not that good as the, 2 weeks before what we eat. It happens, isn't it? It happens regularly. Yeah. Means what? You are attached to the taste of the last restaurant halwa. Now what happens? You are again having a halwa. It is good, it's not bad. If you are hungry, you will even eat a halwa which is much worse than that taste. But now you are not enjoying that halwa because you are having attached to the other halwa. Now this halwa may be anything. Yeah, you buy a car. You buy a nice, excellent Toyota car, brand new Camry. Very good. You are very happy with the car. You test drive the car. You got a good deal. You like the color. Your family liked it. Everything is great. You buy it. After you buy it, after 15 days, your neighbor buys a Lexus. Halwa. Now you don't like your Toyota, isn't it? Arey, sala, mere paas Toyota, uske paas Lexus. Envy. Comparison. Halwa. So that halwa may be your own experience, maybe other people experience also. But comparison, and comparison comes, khalas. So one of the eye through which you see, the world is not attached. Attachment nahi chahiye. Maybe fruit of your karmas, maybe anything. Do not get attached. That is number one. And the second eye, दूसरी आँख, दोनों साथ में मिलके जाना चाहिए. Then only, see, we see the world with both the eyes, right? If you see with one eye, you will not see a complete picture. You will not see 3D. So you need both eyes. You need both eyes to see the world correctly. So one of the thing is don't get attached. And the other thing is prasad. Whatever you have received is prasad. We have talked about prasad in detail and we will keep talking about it. Because it is one of the biggest point in life. In Gita also it is told, prasade sarva dukkhanam hani rasya upajayate. प्रसाद खाने से जिंदगी के सब दुख दूर हो जाते हैं. पंडित जी भी बोलते हैं, शास्त्री जी भी बोलते हैं ना, प्रसाद खाने से जिंदगी के सब दुख दूर हो जाते हैं. तो शीरा खाने से, केला खाने से दुख दूर होंगे, ऐसा हो सकता है? देन वेयर इज द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ कर्म? कर्म का सिद्धांत कहाँ है? किसी को लूट कर आ जाओ, इधर आके प्रसाद खा लो, तुमको चोरी का इल्जाम नहीं लगेगा. अच्छा, होगा क्या? नहीं होगा. तो फिर प्रसाद सर्व दुखानाम क्या है? वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. We have talked about prasad and we will keep on talking about it. So second eye is prasad. That is what Sanatana Dharma says. See, all this, we say that, अरे नहीं क्या गीता, नहीं, it is practical application हमारी जिंदगी के लिए, हमारी जिंदगी. So Sanatana Dharma is not asking us to stop consuming. Consume करने के लिए ना कभी नहीं कही है. जो लोग बोलते हैं त्याग करो, छोड़ दो, माया है, Sanatan Dharma, Shrimad Bhagwat Gita never says that you leave it. संन्यास के बारे में बात की है. हाँ, सम्यक नाश. साथ में रहो मगर उसको अटैच मत हो जाओ. That is sannyas. Samyak nash. Anyway, we'll come to sannyas because another whole chapter is karma sannyas yoga. Anyway, so before we go there, we will just continue with this shloka. So one is that you do not get attached. Eradicating the attachment and aversion which has come to you through the prakriti. भूख लगी थी, खाना खाया, भगवान का नाम लिया, छोड़ दो, प्रसाद मिला, अच्छा है, जो मिला अच्छा है, whatever is it. So attachment निकल जाएगा. When you see the prasad, attachment will go. अटैचमेंट निकल जाएगा. मेरी वाइफ मेरा कहा मानती नहीं है, प्रसाद समझ के देखो, भगवान ने भेजी है, अटैचमेंट निकल जाएगा. मेरा हक, हक नहीं रहेगा, निकल जाएगा. That is important. And another part is when we see with these both eyes, कौन सा? One is not having attached, and another is prasad. When we see with these both eyes, it doesn't mean carelessness of actions. किसका नहीं तो क्या, कभी कुछ भी चलेगा, हमारा नहीं है. Not getting attached doesn't mean carelessness. Let me repeat the sentence. It's because people always fall in this trap. Not getting attached doesn't mean carelessness. And that is why the prasad has come. Why both things have come together? Attachment, suppose एक आंख फूट गई, किसी एक आदमी की एक आंख फूट गई, एक ही आंख से देखता है, तो he will not be able to see complete thing, right? In the same way, if we say only attachment मत रखो, तो क्या होगा? Carelessness हो जाएगी. You will be careless about it. I am not attached to it, so I am not even wondering about वो जो होता है होने दो, हमको क्या है? I am not attached to it. Suppose two people are going in the road, India car, so anywhere, okay, and they see a person fallen in the gutter, वो बाजू में पड़ा हुआ है. Oh, there is somebody fallen. You go and see, you see the space. मेरा भाई नहीं है. You know the color of the shirt is same, but he's not my brother. I'm not attached. You will walk away. You will walk away. Careless. When you are not attached, the biggest fall is that person becomes careless. That should not happen. So the other one, prasad is come. हाथ में से प्रसाद का छोटा सा वो शक्कर का क्या है, वो you know the groundnut का सीड नीचे गिर गया प्रसाद का, हो प्रसाद गिर गया, नीचे उठा लेते हैं ना. You don't become careless. It is free. प्रसाद फ्री मिला ना हाथ में, उसमें से एक गिर गया नीचे. One drop of one small piece of prasad, केले का पीस के नीचे गिर गया, हो प्रसाद पैर के नीचे नहीं आना चाहिए. It should not be under your feet. Prasad should be eaten full. Do not leave anything. Do not garbage it. Prasad पूरा खाना चाहिए. What is that meaning? What is the meaning of it? That is the meaning. That is why prasad, unattached, will create a carelessness. And because that carelessness should not happen, antibiotic God is given, भगवान ने गीता में दिया है ना, डॉक्टर भी देते हैं, डॉक्टर gives antibiotic. Take this antibiotic, you will become okay. But because of this antibiotic, your bacteria in your stomach, every bacteria will die. Then you will need something to digest. So take a B12 का pill साथ में. साथ में एक A pill ले लो, so that your good bacteria will be able to survive and you will be able to go further. That is what it means. Antibiotic के साथ में B12 लेना चाहिए. In the same way, God is telling, unattached रहो, unattached रहो. But prasad समझ के करो. Practice eradicating and attachment and aversion. But at the same time, don't have carelessness in the actions. So today we have talked about 33rd shloka. And next week, again when we come at 6 o'clock on Wednesday, 6 to 6:45, we will be going to the another shloka, 34th shloka. Very, very important. Because it is telling where exactly our raga, dvesha, where our qualities are existing. किसी आदमी के अंदर कुछ खराबी है, वो रहती कहाँ है? Where is it? In a human being, where all these verses are, all these bad things are living, and why they are there. That is explained in the next shloka. So we will come next week, Wednesday, again 6 to 6:45, and think about the 34th shloka. Till then, I wish everyone a happy week and a great weekend. and take care. Fall is coming. People are supposed to take their vaccination, and also there is a lot of the people fall sick. So take care in this changing weather. Vasudevasutam devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Para Brahma, Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha.